Patrick Lester lives in the Natomas Basin, just steps from the Sacramento River.
There is benefits. I am a fisherman at heart, so I'm right on that water as much as I can be.
But the only thing keeping that water from reaching his home if there's flooding is an old levee road, which residents were told was safe when they first built here, but after Hurricane Katrina was tested and determined to be at risk of failing. Built in the early 1900s to protect farmland, the aging levee system now surrounds more than 100,000 residents, as well as the city's airport and 2 major highways.
There's been some serious floods where their house gets flooded, so I've heard, estimated possibility of 10 years, and that levee could crumble in some way. And especially from what I've seen from living here, how high that water can get, that is a serious potential issue.
An issue the city has been trying to fix for years.
Total exposure for a levee breach in the Natomas Basin is beyond catastrophic. It would be worse than a Katrina event in New Orleans.
Sacramento has raised half of the $1 billion needed to repair the 42-mile levee, but they need the federal government to pitch in the rest to complete the job. A difficult request as Congress cracks down on earmarks.
And if it were solely up to the representation of the state of California, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But because there's a larger national issue, we have to work our way through the definition of the earmark to make sure that projects like this that are critical for public safety, 100,000 people are relying on this levee.
But the situation in Sacramento is just one of several levee systems across the country which are at risk of failing. An examination by the Associated Press found 1 in 4 of the nation's levee systems are deemed to be in unacceptable condition. Data shows the nation's problem levees stretch over 1,500 miles, protecting an area bigger than the state of Maryland. California had the most number of miles of unacceptable levees at nearly 500, followed by Florida and Arkansas. One problem area that has been addressed is New Orleans.
So what you don't have anymore is us dependent upon one feature to be able to fight any sort of storm. What you have now is numerous features, pump stations, walls, interior drainage. What you have is so much more than what we had before.
New Orleans residents like Robert Green, who lost nearly everything in Katrina, say they feel safer now, especially after the levee system held up during Hurricane Isaac in August.
Technology has changed. It's a much stronger levee. It's a much bigger levee, and it's even a much wider levee. So I feel pretty safe knowing that that water that could possibly come from another storm surge like Katrina won't get through this levee wall.
But levees elsewhere are not getting the same attention, and many local governments say they just don't have the money right now to fix them. Haven Daley, Associated Press, Sacramento.